I'm out at the Brett County farm, and I'm hiking back in here to this XOP set that I have set up on this ridge. We're gonna pull that today, take that on back home.
My way of living seems to be too much for you. I know you don't understand the things I...
What's going on, everybody? Back at it again. It is November 28th, right at 2 o'clock. It's 34 degrees, and DeerCast has had this thing at great conditions all day. But I had to be at work early this morning. I just now got everything done where I could get out and slip back here to the farm. No great intel, but all of a sudden I had what I can only imagine is a really good buck. I don't think it's shifty. It could be, because that's why I call him shifty, because he'll be in pictures and he looks like different deer, but then when he's standing still, you're like, oh, okay, it's shifty. But the way these beams come more horizontally out, his go more vertically up, I don't think it's shifty. And if I'm having to bet, I would say it'd be the one deer that'd be in here that could beat up shifty and break his tines off like he got his, he's got his, let's see, his brow tine on his right side is gone, and then about 6 to 8 inches of his G2 on his left side has been busted off. So he's lost at least 12 inches worth of antler just due to fighting. And I'm like, man, what other deer is in this place big enough to fight this guy? I mean, especially being a 6-point and these big daggers. I mean, I can imagine he could cause some pretty good damage, but there's obviously something in there. Tore his rack up, and I'm only assuming that this deer that showed up 2 nights ago in the middle of the night at 3, it says 3 a.m. It's actually 2 a.m. because I never set back the clocks with daylight savings time, which, why are we still doing daylight savings time? Anybody figured that out? I don't know. But I'm headed back in here. I should be all in and set up by 2:30, 3 o'clock. Got a bag of corn with me. Got a bag of corn smack with me. I'm going to put it right there at that pinch point next to that gate and see if I can at least slow them down, because every time I get pictures of bucks through there, except for the one time Shifty was standing right outside my blind at probably 6 yards, they're running through. Like, they run through that gap or that opening to one of the wood lines. So trying to put something in there that'll slow them down and give me time to get set and get a good shot. So I'm headed back in there. I want to get down in this other area. I've never hunted it. It's literally a little sanctuary at the bottom of this hill. It's just gorgeous down in there, but I just leave it alone. But that's where all the deer are coming out of. That's where they're staging up before they hit the open fields. So I've got to figure out a plan of how I'm going to get down in there and hunt that area. But I'm not going to do that at 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Just going to have to go in there one day, hang a stand, set everything up, and then get out for a couple days and let it get back to normal. But I'm getting in here, and I'll see you guys in the blind. What's going on, everybody? It is November 29th. I'm out at the Brett County farm, and I'm hiking back in here to this XOP set that I have set up on this ridge. We're gonna pull that today, take that on back home. This camera's been running non-stop, and some dink bucks, and got some doe that are coming in, but that's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull that. I got 2 new bucks that have moved in on the farm back home, and then got this last public land quota hunt on the 9th of December that we're gonna hunt. So then muzzleloader comes in a weekend of the 9th for that next week statewide. But I can't get down here like I was, between work and everything else. Plus I got those bucks that are showing up, and I got a really nice spot on this public land piece. So I need this set to take out there and get it ready for the weekend of the 9th. And since I don't have any intel on anything worth chasing down here, I'm hiking in here today. I was down in this area working anyway. Sorry if that sun's getting in your eyes there. But gonna hike in here, pull this XOP set and these sticks, pull that cell camera out of here and get out. I'm gonna pull the other cameras that I got around the farm. I mean, I'll check those obviously. And if something big's showing up in one of these other areas, just back here where I got this set up, I'm getting very little intel on the deer using it. I think pre-rut, as those bucks were traveling a lot more, they were hitting this. That's where I was getting a lot of activity. Because that's about the time I put it in here. But now that is dried up. And I just jumped something over there. Hiking in. Got about another 400 yards to go here, so whew. We'll get this out, and we're gonna keep after it. Hopefully, I can either get on that big six or this monster that moved in that I'm pretty sure is the one that busted a big six up. But got almost $1,000 worth of gear down here, and it's doing me no good. So I'm gonna pull that, get it out of here, and we'll keep after it. Well, I got that all down, and I remembered everything that I thought I needed. I brought my, safety harness with my lineman rope so I could work my way down, drop everything. And I brought my J hooks, which is really important with these. Let me turn this around and show you. So you put those J hooks on, and that's what connects your sticks to the platform itself so you can hike it out. And then I've got the backpack attachment, and then you just sit your actual backpack on the seat. So you'd sit that right there, and then this is gonna have your backpack attachment. Well, as you can see, I don't have my backpack attachment because it's in the back seat of the truck. I literally brought it. I grabbed it when I brought my safety harness, but totally forgot to grab that. But got my camera, got all the safety lines, got all the tree hangers, got I got all my straps, got all my cords, everything wrapped up, put up really good. The only thing I forgot was that backpack harness, but no big deal. I don't have anything else in my hand, so I'll be able to carry that out. But that's one part about this system. If you're going to hang it and leave it for any amount of time, and you unhook that stuff, and you take your, J hooks out, you take the backpack strapped out, and all that, remember to bring it back. But all good. We're going to get this out of here, and we're going to say goodbye to the Breckenridge County farm, unless for some crazy reason these other 3 cameras that I pull on my way out that aren't cellular cameras, if they tell me something that this isn't telling me, maybe I'll get back up and hunt the other side of this. But as far as this spot, getting no intel, time's running out, and I've got to go where I know the bucks are at. So headed back to Hardin County, going to get back after these deer, going to take this cell cam and put it on the other side of that farm where I think that deer's coming in and out of. We're going to continue to narrow that down as these bucks get more back on a feeding pattern and come to those green sources. Got that food plot, got full feeders, so should have some luck here in the late season. Like I said, muzzleloader is coming up weekend, not this weekend, but the 9th, so next weekend. And then that whole week is muzzleloader season, and then I've got that quota hunt during the weekend. So still got plenty of opportunity. I'm really excited about all the sign that I found last time that I don't know if you've seen it in this episode or the previous episode, but tons of sign out there at that public land piece. So really excited about getting back out there. Hopefully that section's open during this upcoming quota hunt weekend. But I'm hiking out of here, guys. It's been good getting back down to my roots, getting back into a new spot, but I've got to learn this property. And so I just asked the landowner, hey, hopefully you'll have me back again next year. And they said, absolutely. So going to get down here real early season, get down here in the spring, do some cleaning up. I want to clean all of this area out, maybe put a micro plot down here, just get that bedding that's over there that much more, active. Come in here and clean a lot of these pin oaks out, so you can get shots down in there, but just clean out some more shooting lanes, really amp this place up to start holding deer down in these bottoms. So not a bad season. I think I've seen 14 bucks out here total, and then they just disappeared and they haven't been back. Just in the past couple of days, I've got a couple of forkhorns and dinks that have shown up, but They might show back up here in the next week or two. I don't know. But like I said, time's running out. I got to go where I got intel. So I'm packing this stuff out, going to get it set up on public land. I'm going to move these cell cams around, and we're going to get after these bucks. Stay tuned. Snuck right in on me. Came right underneath the stand. They were good, but then Mama started working that way. She got right into my wind. I knew this was going to be a dangerous setup tonight. They came right out of that bedding, and I mean literally right under my stand. I couldn't move. I'm going to have to pay better attention. What's going on, everybody? Here we go again. It is December, so Sunday, December 3rd. It's 48 degrees. It's 9:30 in the morning. I did not hunt this morning. Didn't have a really good wind, but I've got a great wind this afternoon to get into that ladder stand up on top of that ridge right outside of that bedding area. So I'm hiking in. The other day, as you've seen, I pulled that set out of Breckenridge County, brought that back home, got into this little swampy bottom that I really never go into, and I put up that cell camera. And the very first picture I get was a nice 8 that's actually on my late season target list. So I was really excited about that, but that was the only picture I got of him. The next day I got a 7. He came in from the opposite direction that 8 left to. And then the third day I got a spike, but it's been running for right at a week now, and all of the activity down there is really dried up. So I'm going to pull that out this morning. Excuse me. And then I'm going to hike up to this ridge top that I've got that ladder stand right outside that bedding area. And I've only hunted it one time this season. It was a really good hunt. Had that 4-point come in, hang out with me for about an hour, literally at 10 yards, bedded down in front of me. But I'm going in here and changing things up a little bit. One, hunting close to bedding area. A lot of people talk about that second rut. In my opinion, the second rut is a real thing. You get those doe that did not get bred during the initial rut phase. 28 days later, they'll come back into estrus. And then you've got your late bloomers or your yearling fawns that are going to come into estrus. But with that being said, it's not like these bucks are on the same frenzy of the rut, right? If they catch one of those does, yeah, they'll breed them. But they're not out just cruising, the outskirting of the bedding areas, scent checking for hot doe. That's not what they're doing. These bucks are typically getting into thick, nasty stuff where they're bedding down at. They've gone through a massive season, archery season, muzzleloader season, gun season, back to archery season, getting ready to go into muzzleloader, and they're just wore out. So what are they thinking about? Rest, cover, food. Where can they get into those areas? So those are the areas I'm looking for. And then what I'm looking when I'm scouting, heavy trails, right? How are they getting in and out of that thick bedding area, and how can I intercept them going to wherever the nearest food source is? Second thing for me this year, I think it had a lot to do with last year, our acorns are still in the trees and still dropping. The other day when I was hunting, literally, I bet you these squirrel knocked down over 100, 200 acorns out of the tree in the amount of time I was sitting there hunting that afternoon. So there's still acorns up in the trees. The acorns are still hitting the ground. So if you can find one of those type of food sources, and you'll know it really quick because all the leaves are going to be brushed out from under it. It's going to be trampled down. You're going to have multiple intersecting trails coming to that food source. If it's not that, you got your feeders, your food plots, late season green food plots, things of that nature. So where can I intercept that buck close to bedding as they're heavily using the same trail or the same trail system to get to their food source or feeding source? So that's where my mind's at. I'm going to this ridge top. I got a great wind this afternoon, so I'm going to sneak in there this morning, move this camera up there, get it all set up. From there, I'm going to take 2 bags of corn. I'm going to get it up there probably about 60 yards away from me, maybe. It just depends on the setup. Because really the last thing I want to do is have that fresh corn on the ground, and then what comes out to fresh corn early? Yearlings, fawns, doe, young bucks, all of that. So the next thing you know, you'll have 10 or 15 deer around you, and then boom, that target buck comes in at last light, and you can't move because you got too many eyes and too many noses and too many ears all on you, sitting there 10, 15, 20 yards away from that food source. So I'll probably put the food source down away from me so that I can again intersect that buck coming out of that bedding area and not just attracting all of those eyes and ears to that area that I'm trying to hunt. So just some tips for late season. I don't know if I know what I'm talking about or not. It's just what's in my mind from way years past, because again, guys, it's been a long time that I haven't filled all my tags by the time we've gotten to the end of, modern gun season here in Kentucky. So, and of course, the public lands that I hunt, none of this stuff really matters anyway, because I'm looking for natural browse, natural food sources, because you can't bait. So I've got that going on too. Next weekend comes in muzzleloader for a week here in Kentucky, that final late season muzzleloader season. But that weekend is the last quota gun hunt on public land that I've got. And I've got a spot picked out, but I don't know if that area is going to be open or not. So a lot of what ifs on that hunt. But I'm just doing all I can here at the end of the season to fill these tags and be successful. I didn't have it happen last year. I'm hoping to make it happen this year based on the things that I learned and the mistakes that I made late season in 2023 or 2022, so that I don't repeat the same bad luck in 2023. So headed to the farm. I'm going to get all this work done. I'm going to come back, rest, let that area just kind of calm down if I do bump anything out or whatever. And then I'm going to get back in there about 1 o'clock today. I've got a great wind. The barometric pressure is going up a little bit tonight as the night progresses. So I'm going to get in there about 1 o'clock and sit till dark. And hopefully I'll pull one of these bucks off of that bedding ridge. It's right from where that stands at, right in front of me. But it takes stealth. It's been super wet here, rainy the past 2 days. So the leaves are good and saturated. I believe I can get into this spot today, this morning, and set it up, get out, clean, get back in there, clean this afternoon, and hopefully have some luck. So I appreciate you tuning in this long. I know it's been a grueling season, but again, we're all about showing the good, bad, and the ugly here. And unfortunately, the bad and ugly when it comes to hunting is the norm, and the good, the successful harvest is not so much the norm. So just trying to show everything what we do to continue to try to track down one of these big bucks. So thanks for tuning in, thanks for hanging in with me, and I hope you continue to tune in until we get this done this season.
course, they wait till you fall in love for them to tell you they really wish you'd give it up. Late nights of worry while they're stuck at home leaves them laying awake, worried, blowing up your phone. Ain't an easy life for anyone, but at the start it's just so fresh and fun.